Hey guys, and welcome back to the Python tutorial. So we'll be picking up where we left off the last time, and this is a file that we created previously, and it just has an input that asks our name and it just prints out our name. So let's try to do something else with it. What we can now also do is, let's say we want to take the age as the input as well. So let me just take the age as an input. I'll say enter age, and then what I can say is print you are, and if you should remember from last time that if I give multiple values which are comma separated, then all those values will get printed in the print statement. So you are the age value over here, whatever gets inputted by the user, and years, I don't need to provide space here manually. Why? Because Python inserts space in comma separated values. We saw that last time, so we can say years old. Now close this, and if I run this now, it asks me what my name is, and if I say John, let's give an age of 40, and we get you're 40 years old. So that being said and done, now let's say I want to do something interesting and I want to decrease the age by 1. Whatever age the user inputs, I want to decrease the age by 1, and I want to tell him that, hey, you were so and so years old, the decreased years old, last year. Okay, just a fun little thing we're doing for a program. So if we now run this, we will encounter an error. Now, if we just show you what the error is, if I say John now, and if I say age is 40, we get an error. What it says is, it says unsupported operand type for minus, string, and int. Now what it basically is saying is you can't subtract a string object and an integer object. But hold on, where did you get a string? Now that's one thing to keep in mind, is that the input function, let me just come down here, the input function in Python, this function always gives us, hold on, the input function always returns a string, always. Whenever you ask it to give a variable back that was taken from the user, and whatever user enters, whether I enter 40 or whether I enter John or whether I enter a crazy amount of characters, it is always passed as a string. Something like within double quotes. It can be numbers, it can be magical symbols, special symbols. My bad. Why did I say magical symbols? Never mind. It's not like we are muggles or anything, but you get the point. So whenever input gives you back, it's always in string. So what you need to do is you need to take care of and convert that input, that string input, into integer. And how you can do that is by using a function called int. Now if you remember, Python shell allows us to execute small Python snippets, so it's useful for stuff like this. What we can do is say if I do int of, or if I say int of 66. Now remember, the 66 I've passed here is inside single quotes, which means it is a string. So if I give it, it returns me back 66, which is an integer because you don't see any double quotes around here. Similarly, what we can do is wrap around our input on this line inside of int. That way, we have the value that we get now in age will be an integer. And if we now try to save this and run it, we should not be getting any errors now. If I say 44, it says you were 43 years old last year. So it works great. But there is one more thing that you need to take care of. See, print in Python is just so much more than just a print method. I'll show you why in just a second. Let's say if I take this string out, if I cut it, and let's just say that my final string is this. I mean, I'm creating the string here and then I'll be printing that string. So you can use the plus operator to join one or more strings. And if I now try to print this, I will again get an error. You should see that again. We need to enter this, and then we need to say 44, and yeah, we get the same problem again. Only this time it says that you cannot concatenate string and an integer. Why? Because the age over here is an integer, it's a number. You can't mix characters, I mean strings and integers. So for that, what you need to do is you need to convert it back here again to string. And now if you save it and run this, okay, it's getting cluttered over here. Let's just close this and rerun it again. And if I say John and if I say 44, it works. Okay, yeah, because I did not now, as long as it's not inside print statement, I need to provide space manually, and I did not do that. And yeah, I say John 44, it shows us 43 years lost. So this is called type conversion. And what we did from int to string and from string to int is called type conversion. And type conversion is the technical term, and if we are doing it the way we did here, we converted it to string explicitly, we asked it, it's called explicit conversion. Otherwise it's called implicit conversion. So that'll be all for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.